She started out mixing music in parties in her hometown of Ramallah over a decade ago. Sama Abdulhadi went on to release 2 albums under her former stage name Skywalker. Today, the 26-year-old is considered the most famous female Palestinian DJ in the world. She also teaches music and has used her work as a platform to talk about the plight of her people. I'd like to welcome Sama to Middle East Matters. Sama, thank you very much for joining us. Now, you were the pioneer of techno and trance in Ramallah. What inspired you, especially in this particularly challenging environment?
Well, I think I just really liked the idea of electronic music, and I like the vibe that it gives, and I like the atmosphere it created. And when I first watched it in Beirut, and I just really wanted to share that experience with my friends, you know? At the end, you always want to do that. You see something new and you just want to show it to other people. And
now, you've apparently been very keen to encourage other girls to follow in your footsteps. So do we have you to thank for this new wave of female Palestinian DJs?
I'm not sure, because like the first one I met was Sana, and it was almost in the same time she started, but I've always got I don't know, that I always try to help people just understand that they can do whatever they want to do. So I always get that question, especially when I'm traveling from an Arab airport and there's a lady checking me in and she's like, "Oh, what are you going to do there?" And I'm like, "I have a concert, I'm like a DJ." And she's like, "Wait, what?" Women can do that and you travel to just play a concert? And I'm like, "Yep." And it just, you know, that spark that shines in their eye and they're like, "Ah." And that is for me like one of the cool things I like to experience.
And you also like to hold workshops in various areas: Syria, Lebanon, Palestine. What's that about?
Syria, I haven't been allowed in it really. I just went to Syria once in my life. It was in 2008, but in 2009 they realized that I was from Palestine, so they didn't let me in again. So Syria was a bit on the side. But I mostly worked in Egypt. That's where I started. All of a sudden I was working in a community area, and then they put me in a camp to train in. I was dealing with kids from all over the Arab world. I was dealing with Syrian kids, Lebanese kids from Sudan, Egypt, Palestine, Jordan, everywhere. And it just I just discovered a new thing about myself, that if I can show that to the kids, then it's actually even more rewarding than, you know.
Sama, I often hear journalists talking about your music having some kind of a political message, but you don't want to be defined by that. At the same time, you have not yet performed in Israel. What is that about?
Well, the thing is, for me, there's no direct political message from techno music. It is more of the disconnecting from reality. It also doesn't have real instruments. It doesn't have vocals. It doesn't have a direct thing to say. So it just helps you take you to another world, the electronic world, where nothing is real. And at the same time, when I get offered to play in Israel, I have that conflict because I don't really agree with Israel. Like, I'm okay with the Jewish people, of course. I'm okay with that side of it, but I'm not okay with what the government is doing, with the blockade over Gaza, with the prisoner issues, with the occupation, with all the nonsense that is happening in that area. So until it calms down, I'm just out of it. Yeah.
Sama Abdulhadi, world-famous Palestinian DJ, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.
Now, that's it for this edition of Middle East Matters. Don't forget you can follow our updates on social media. That's both Twitter and Facebook. Do stay tuned to France 24.